Hello, this is Alchemist 2 once again, giving you another movie review. Now, this film was a little bit different than my usual fare. It was made in 2002 when Sally Jesse Raphael was still hosting talk shows. It's a Bollywood comedy romance. It's actually quite very interesting, I thought. Now it's a little bit adult because of the theme, because the main character Sharona, she works in the porn industry, but her fiance doesn't realize it, and there's some twisted turns along the way when Ram is making strides in the U.S. It's funny how he makes those strides, because at first he's in India and he hosts a dance class, and the ladies are really angry to see him go. They don't want him to leave. They certainly don't want the class to be taught by some nun. So they voice their discontent with that, and he leaves anyway. And of course, as all traditional Indian parents do, they disapprove with Ram's decision to go to the U.S. with his friend. Well, actually, his friend is there, and his friend had written to him. He's got a Mercedes, and he's got all these different things. He's living in a penthouse, but he actually goes to visit his friend BJ. His friend BJ lied. He's living in a building that's actually above a cinema. It's only one room, and he's living with his friends, and there's one illegal with him, and it's just, there are a lot of things that happen in this film that are really quite amusing. And having some Indian friends myself, I just thought, yeah, this is all very much true. And and I like people that don't take themselves too seriously, and I like people that can laugh at themselves. And I really think that the East Indians are one of those people, from what I've seen, from what I've dealt with in the past. And the film gets really interesting because Ram, he wants to get involved with cinema in the worst way, and he gets involved with. He doesn't know it's pornography at first. He goes onto the scene, and he meets Sharona. Of course, there's really no sex involved. It's just it's all implied, which I think is good. You could see a lot of nudity. There's quite a bit of nudity in this movie, but it's pretty tame for an R-rated film. Versus The English Patient, which has a lot of nudity and a lot of sex and a lot of gore. But this is a different film. I really enjoyed it. I just thought it was, very lighthearted and funny, and actually very romantic, and very insightful, because one of my beloved friends, Tim, he actually told me, you were looking to me as a guru, and Ram says this too in the film, which I thought, that's interesting. And you yourself, you're your own guru. And I thought, yeah, that's absolutely true. I am my own guru. So actually, I was going to go into, I'm sorry, I got off my train of thought of how he actually becomes a guru. He meets this socialite, and she's just she's phony, and she's really plastic in her personality. And the Swami that she has hired actually passes out because he's had one too many to drink, and so his friends decide to dress him up as the guru, and Ram takes upon that role pretty well. And the advice, all of the profound advice that he has gotten from Sharona, which he vowed actually never to repeat, he shares with them. And what happens is he uses that knowledge that he's gained to share with other people, and people actually believe he's the sex guru, which he is not. He's just he's a very innocent East Indian man who he's just doing what he can to achieve the American dream. And it's very amusing. as it goes on. But I really enjoyed this film. It was just a really good mix of comedy and romance. There were some there was some humor that was sort of I thought it was kind of it really didn't have to be there. It was just sort of bawdy, but it wouldn't. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it was just really quite humorous as far as stereotypes for East Indians go. And I know quite a bit about Bollywood because I like Bollywood films, and it fit into the whole Bollywood genre quite well. And I like the music. And if you've ever wondered where that the Achai Achai song comes from, then it comes from that, actually. And I thought, oh, I know where that song comes from. And someone made a video with Barack Obama singing it with it. And I thought, oh, that's different, but it's actually where the song comes from. It's probably my favorite scene in the whole movie. It's just a lot of fun. And they do an homage to Grease, which I love, absolutely adore it. I mean, it's a good combination of East meets West, and I really thought it was a wonderfully done film. And I actually cried because it touched me, and it really resonated with me because I felt a lot like Ram, because my personality is a lot like his. I'm innocent and inexperienced, and and I thought it was a really beautiful film. And it ends happily, suffice it to say. I'm not going to say how. If you're not a fan of Bollywood, I wouldn't recommend it. If you're not a fan of innuendo or anything like that, the humor is kind of adult, and there are some adult scenes. I mean, it's tame. It's pretty tame, considering. But if you're not used to something like that, if you're not used to seeing nudity, then I would, avoid it. But there's no sex. I mean, there's absolutely no sex. It's implied that you know what's going on. But yeah, I'm recording right now. I'll be with you in a minute, okay? Thank you. Excuse me. Anyway, sorry about that. I would give The Guru 4 stars, definitely 4 big stars. It's funny, it's entertaining, it's got a great romantic tale, and it's very heartfelt, and the ending is happy, which I enjoy happy ending every so once in a while. So if you're looking for a film that's a little bit different, maybe a little bit dated, but is just a really great film. And I like the guy who plays Ram. He's just he's he's a likable character. And I also like Sharona, because you really feel sorry for her in the whole duration of the movie, but in the end, I think that she really redeems herself, and you get to see what love is truly all about. It's not all about sex. Sex is not always the equation, and when love is involved, of course, I know that's pretty obvious. But I mean, if you want some insight, I would definitely recommend this film, because I think that a lot of people can get some really good insight about romance from this movie. And I highly recommend it because of that, just because it's so profound. Go check it out. It's really, really fun.